Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and welcome to the Sacred Man Experience podcast. I'm Imran Muhammad. Here we speak about the journey of manhood through the lens of faith, how to be strong but also soft, how to lead but also to listen. Today's episode is titled The Power of Brotherhood, from Socializing to Sacred Circles. The myth of the lone wolf. I want to speak to you who is surrounded by people but feels completely alone. You have the network, you have the LinkedIn connections, the golf buddies, and the brothers you see at the masjid or the lounge. You talk about business, you talk about football, you talk about politics, but when was the last time you spoke about your soul? In the West, and increasingly in the Muslim world, we have traded brotherhood with something called socializing. We have contacts, but we don't have companions. The high achieving man often buys into the lone wolf myth, the idea that to be a leader, you must stand alone at the top. But a lone wolf is a vulnerable wolf. A lone man is a man the shaitan, the Satan, can easily isolate. Our creator, our maker, Allah, the Almighty, has said in his holy book, أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم واصبر نفسك مع الذين يدعون ربهم بالغداة والعشي يريدون وجهه. And keep yourself patient by being with those who call upon your Lord in the morning and the evening, seeking his face. Surah Al-Kahf, number 18, verse number 28. Today, we move from the surface to the depths. We talk about how to build a sacred circle, a brotherhood that doesn't just entertain you, but elevates you. Social intelligence and core modeling. In NLP, we say you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. This is more than just a cliche. It's about neurological mirroring. Your brain is constantly modeling the states, beliefs, and behaviors of your inner circle. If your friends are men who only value material gain, your nervous system will remain in a state of high cortisol comparison. You will never feel enough. In the coaching that I get to do with a lot of individuals, we distinguish between low density connections, which we will call socializing, and high density alliances, which we will call sacred circles. A sacred circle requires vulnerability rapport. In neurolinguistic programming, we use meta-mirroring. This is when a group of men agree to drop the status mask. When one man is honest about his struggle, it creates a safe container that allows the other to decompress. We need to move from horizontal networking, what can you do for me, to vertical alignment. How can we both get closer to our highest selves? We're going to look at how to audit your circle and anchor your identity to a tribe that demand your excellence, not just your presence. The mirror of the brother. The sacred man knows that his brother is not his competitor, but his mirror. The sacred example, the sacred man himself, and the great model of sacredness, the Holy Prophet, peace and blessing be upon him, said, Al-mu'minu mir'atul mu'min. The believer is the mirror of the believer. Think about a mirror. Think about this. It doesn't judge you. It simply shows you the truth so you can rectify yourself. A true brother doesn't just praise you. He loves you enough to tell you when your nafs is taking over. The great polymath, Imam, spiritualist Imam al-Ghazali, may Allah be pleased with him, in his Ahya, wrote an entire chapter on the rights of brotherhood. He taught that the highest level of brotherhood is ithar, preferring your brother over yourself. This is the antidote of the individualism of the West. Look at the Muhajirun and the Ansar, the communities, the brotherhood that the Holy Prophet, peace be upon him, created when they migrated from Makkah al-Mukarramah and came to Medina al-Munawwarah as refugees. They didn't just socialize. They shared their lives, their homes, and their hearts. They were a sacred circle that changed the face of the world. Ibn al-Qayyim reminds us that good companion, sohbah, is a spiritual necessity. If you sit with a perfume seller, bil hadith of Rasulillah, from the saying of the Prophet, peace be upon him, you will leave smelling good, even if you don't buy anything. If you sit with brothers who remember Allah, you will leave with a sacred glow. The sacred experience of brotherhood is realizing that your path to paradise is not a solo journey. It is a caravan. The tribe audit. My brothers, this time, it's time to stop just hanging out and start stepping up. Here's your sacred man protocol. The energy audit. List 5 men you spend the most time with. Do it. Next to each name, write, does this man make me feel more connected to my sacred purpose or more connected to my ego? If the answer is ego, it's time to shift the proximity. 2, the truth-telling session. This week, meet with a trusted brother. Instead of talking about the dunya, ask the question, what is the biggest trial your heart is facing right now? Hold the space. Don't fix him. Just listen. This is deep rapport. 3, the circle of 3. Identify 3 men you admire. Not for their money, not for their status, but for the akhlaq, good character. Invite them to a monthly sacred circle. Keep out the phones. Keep out the small talk. Just steady. Just make sure prayer and pray together and be real together and to study together. Something which will develop you as brothers together, which will strengthen the sacred circle. Number 4, the brotherhood dua, supplication. Every night, make a specific dua for a brother who is struggling. Without telling him, the Holy Prophet, peace be upon him, said that when you do this, an angel says, and for you the same. You were never meant to carry the weight of the world alone. No. A sacred man finds his strength in his brothers and gives his strength back to them. Stop being a lone wolf and start being part of the sacred caravan. In the next episode, we are going to dive into the mindful mujahid. We'll talk about bringing ihsan and excellence into the corporate boardroom and how to be a spiritual warrior in a material world. Until then, please stay connected, stay loyal, and remember, you are a sacred man. Peace and blessing.